Hi, everyone. It's Kristen Williams with the Williams team in Austin, Texas, here to give you the weekly report on what's going on in the Austin housing market. And so this week, the last weekend before the end of April, 3 years ago, is our anniversary of when interest rates started to climb. That's when inflation was really at an all-time high, and the Fed decided to start raising interest rates in order to curb inflation. And that was kind of the start of what changed the trajectory of the housing market in the United States and then in Austin specifically, related to what I'm reporting on. But just in general, that made a huge sweeping change to real estate in the whole United States. So that said, there's been a lot of things that we've learned over the last couple of years. So these 3 years have been just a different market to navigate. And I think our team has done it remarkably well. We've just had to be more strategic and change the way we go about selling real estate. I have said several times that, before the market shifted, you could put a post-it note on someone's front door and probably sell a house. So there was really no skill involved. Now there's a lot more skill involved. But that opportunity shift was, we were definitely in a seller's market at the time. Now we're much more in a buyer's market, and it's starting to lean towards more of a balanced market. But the reason was, mortgage rates went up so quickly and buyers, got fearful, decided not to buy a home. And then the price point of getting a mortgage, plus the fact that house prices had gone up so much, just really stifled the ability of buyers to move forward and buy homes. So that really changed the number of people in the marketplace that were able to buy. And so that really caused the price, that supply demand, right? That caused home prices to start to go down. And those home prices went down for the end of 2022 and throughout 2023, but we have seen them stabilize. The average and median sales price has remained really consistent all of 2024 leading into 2025. So we're really not seeing a big change in those prices. That they really kind of hover in between that, like 630, 635, 640 as the average sales price, and right around 475 is that median sales price. So we're really just not seeing a lot of change in price, which I think is a good thing. It just means that we are stable in pricing. Now, there's still a lot of inventory. Homes are selling. There are some sellers more desperate than others. But in general, like as a sweeping market, we're not really seeing changing in prices. So I feel pretty solid. And I've said this for several months now that we are at the bottom. How long that bottom lasts, I am not sure, and I don't have a crystal ball on that. But we are seeing stable house prices, average week over week, month over month, without a lot of change. So to me, that means we've really hit that bottom. We have seen inventory pick up. Inventory continued to climb in 2023 and then 2024. And still to this day, we have a high level of inventory. But what that means is there's great opportunity if you're a home buyer and you want to pick from a lot of options. There are some areas that still have low inventory, but generally in the Austin area, there's plenty of areas where there's quite a bit of inventory. So if you're a buyer and, in the past couple years when the market was really, really hot for sellers, buyers didn't have very many options. So they were, picking from the very slim pickings and then competing and paying above asking price. Now there's so many options. There is room to negotiate in many instances. So that's where that opportunity shifted. Also, expectations for sellers. I can't tell you how many conversations that are very tough that we've had to have with sellers who maybe they had a neighbor sell a home in 5 years ago in 2020 or 2021, and they got a price that just, seemed like crazy high. And those prices obviously changed and have come down. So just that reality sitting in, even that So overall, the industry definitely has shifted. We've learned a lot over the last 3 years. We've definitely leveled up our skill set in order to be some of the listings on the marketplace that are actually selling. So if you have any questions about real estate, the market, please reach out. We are here to support, be part of your journey, and help you strategize what's the very best for you and your real estate needs. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.